Our first guest today on Central Valley Business is Clint Cartridge. Do I say it right?
That's it.
And you're with One Life America.
Yes, sir. One Life America.
I don't have life insurance, should I? I'm 56 years old. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I think everyone should have life insurance because one good thing, tomorrow is never promised.
Yeah.
So I believe everyone should have something in place. And I noticed that the Central Valley is really kind of underserved in that area right there. So normally with my company, we kind of go out, let people know the benefits of it, you know, of course, the rates and everything, and get a person qualified.
Okay, and why should I? Why should a 56-year-old guy get life insurance?
We normally specialize in 50 plus, but
50
we
plus.
also do under 50 and children too, anywhere from 2 weeks old all the way up to 85. But
Wow.
when you start getting 50, you start seeing, seeing a few things in your life that kind of say, hey, maybe I need to look into it,
I guess the idea is to take care of my wife and kids if something happens to me.
Definitely, because the last thing you want is a burden on your family in
Mhm.
case something happened to you. It don't have to be all a bad thing. A lot of times you might want to have something to leave your children behind.
I see.
Have a legacy built up behind you. Also, maybe take care of things in the event of your passing. So that way you can rest assured that the family is taken care of financially. I mean, we can't alleviate the emotional aspect of it, but it's nice to know that the family, the wife, the children.
Make sure the kids get into college and get a little head
Right.
start there, maybe a little money to get them a car, or make sure the wife doesn't have to struggle the rest of her life, I guess.
Definitely, because a lot of instances when something do happen, the family is put in a bind, a financial bind, because number one, there's one less paycheck coming in
Yeah.
the house.
Big pay,
And
the biggest in the family.
That's
so.
the biggest. More than likely, it might be the biggest one in the family, and that can be alleviated, with the insurance. And plus, you can rest assured while you in the heavenly places that the family is taken care of financially. So it definitely help out a lot.
Now, we have a lot of people who watch our shows that are maybe 26, 28 years old, married, and now getting a kid or two. Do they
Yes.
need life insurance?
Yes, they do. I believe there's a few stages in life where insurance is needed. Normally, with 20s to 30-year-olds, you might need a little bit more because during that time period, you're raising your family, you're buying a home, you're setting aside, just kind of planning your future. So we normally recommend maybe a higher policy where, in case the event of something do happening,
Got to take care of your family for more years.
definitely,
Yeah, I
we
see.
can, basically pay off the house, pay off the cars. Still, if you had plans on sending the children to college, that still can happen.
Right.
It's just not everything just going to fall apart financially behind no insurance. A lot of times when people hit 50, when the children are kind of grown up, in school, married, starting their own family, you can maybe even lower it if you like to.
As you go.
So now the house might be paid off. The kids are kind of, moving along with their life, and
You don't need such a big.
you don't need as much as you probably did when you
Now,
were
is
younger.
there different kinds of life insurance? Is there one that could actually be sort of like a savings account?
Yes, that's called whole life.
Full life.
One good thing about whole life, and I try to stress this to people, because when people think of life insurance, it's always doom and gloom. And I think that's kind of what scare people away, and they kind of wait till the last minute to start thinking about it. It's got to be some tragic event for someone to say, hey, maybe I need to look into that. But there is a living benefit with the whole life policy. As time go on, as you're taking care of your premium, you're going to start accumulating cash value.
Wow.
Where you can borrow money from the policy itself.
Kid needs emergency surgery.
Definitely.
Or kid got into a bigger college than you thought or something. You
Right.
can borrow against that.
Right. Or it can be for something good, like, hey, maybe you and the wife want to go to Catalina or, Hawaii or something like that. You don't have to just start digging in your savings account for everything that you want to do. You can say, hey, let's take some of the cash value out the policy itself. And that way we still have coverage. And also, it paid for itself. That's what we call in insurance a living benefit.
The whole life pays for itself. You're in a
Yes.
savings account and
Right.
you use it in emergency. So some people are afraid, I guess, to buy life insurance because it's expensive. Man, I need that money for something else. Well, you're saying with whole life, you can still have access to the money then.
You still have access to the money. I mean, and that's what we, like I say, that's what we call a living benefit, which is a good thing too. I mean, a lot of people don't know about that part of life insurance because they think, oh, something bad got to happen, then someone else get it, you know. So there is something in store for the person that have it. Definitely. And the other life insurance is term life.
Term life.
You hear a lot about that on TV, the term life policies. Term basically abbreviation for temporary. So with that, you know, we have the 10-year term, the 20-year term, which is highly recommended with the younger people.
Okay. Now, what if somebody, first of all, if somebody just wants to find out about the insurance, do you charge them just to find out, ask these questions? Or?
No. One thing we do at One Life America, we offer free consultations. It's a free consultation. We will come to your home, sit down at the living room table or the kitchen table, old-fashioned company, old-fashioned virtues. We will sit down, explain everything, all the features and benefits.
There's no reason not to talk to you then.
No, there's no reason
It's free.
not to.
Call Clint
Yes,
for free.
it's free. You know,
Clint Cartridge.
Free. Yes, sir.
Now, do we have? I see we have your email address up there, clintcartridge@gmail.com.
Yes.
That's pretty easy to remember.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, Clint.Cartridge.
Clint.cartridge@gmail.com, and your phone number. I can't see it that far. Why don't you tell us what it is?
Yes, telephone number is 559-478-0425.
Yeah, if you're watching and you want to get a hold of Clint, we have his phone number and email on the screen alternating there. And if you can't reach him, just call us here at Central Valley Talk, and we'll help you get in touch with Clint. I think you're our first life insurance person, and I'm convinced people ought to at least talk to you and find out.
At least look into the information. There's nothing wrong with like seeing what it is. Once again, there's no obligation.
You go right to their house.
We go straight to the house.
So, wow, that's the easiest thing I've ever heard.
We'll make it real convenient.
All right, Clint, did I leave anything out you want to touch on?
Like I say, free consultations, 559-478-0425. You can call me any time of the day. If I'm at an appointment, I would definitely call you back and set up a time at your convenience. I'm definitely looking forward to help out the Central Valley with their life insurance needs.
And tell them you saw us on CentralValleyTalk.com. Anyway, that's our guest, Clint Cartridge. We're going to be back with more Central Valley business right after this.